Hey, y'all. I just came on here a little bit because, this YouTube channel is not just based off of just random content or professional content. This is like real life situations that I go through daily. Um, so I'm a post because not everybody know what I go through every day. So when I post on YouTube, YouTube is basically my safe place. It's not too many people that know that I have a YouTube account that I post on or I go live on. So when people want to get to know me or to know what I'm dealing with or going through in life, all they have to do is come on YouTube because I don't really post on any other social media accounts like I post on here. It might seem like it's church related or loss of jobs or just a whole bunch of all over the place type stuff. Because originally it started with just church. And then, I ended up moving and, you know, I stopped contacting a lot of people. So I needed to refresh, my life. And, I ended up meeting a lot of people. So I really wanted to track my pace, like track everything that I'm doing. Like if I'm around certain people where I'm not used to being around, or I don't know, different type of issues I deal with at jobs and stuff like that, because that's something that don't nobody know about when it comes down to me. So I kind of use YouTube as a safe place, a sacred place, somewhere I can vent and talk, even though I'm talking to myself. I know it's somebody that's on here that's going to listen through the whole video. Like I said, this is not professional. This is not for entertainment. Like I will post entertainment on here. I will, step outside the box sometimes. But as far as professionally creating YouTube, um, this is not a professional account. I'm not a professional. I don't really use YouTube to get paid. I don't use YouTube to gain subscribers or followers or anything like that. I don't ask for subscribers. Basically, I just post and get off of YouTube. I don't even scroll through YouTube. So, this is really for my protection. So anything that I've ever posted from the line dance, because I don't normally line dance, to praise dance, I stopped praise dancing for a while. To me, always being in church or whatever you see on here, that's basically what I used to do, what I do now. As far as church go, I go to church now, but I'm kind of in between two churches, as y'all can see. My life has always been a roller coaster. It's never been just me doing one thing. And I also post like issues I'm having with neighbors or landlords or stuff like some of the stuff I deleted because, I just I don't want too much issues on my page. I want the issues that's going to make sense in the long run. So if I do post my neighbors or something like that, is to protect myself. Like I recently posted a neighbor explaining that she's going to beat my ass and, do a whole lot of weird ass shit, her and her son. That's something to post. You get what I'm saying? Because don't nobody be around me to know what's going on. So I post that to protect myself if anything was to happen. Not too many people know, oh, well, she got a YouTube page. Go on her YouTube, baby. She posted something ahead of time. So it's a lot of things that I do in my life, and I track myself based off of social media, but I don't really tell everybody. So when I do post, I don't look for people to comment. I don't look for people to, you know, do anything that they don't want to do. I just want someone to listen and one day know that this account was under a real name. I've done everything real. Nothing is filtered. Nothing is created by some professional. I'm not making money from nothing that I'm talking about. I don't want to put too much of my life out there, but you guys will see the full lifespan of who I am, like with no filter. I'm just not the type of person that'll do it every day. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm a quiet person. I'm a shut down person. But I just wanted to get on here and say that what made me decide to get on YouTube is not for entertainment. It's not to make friends. It's not to go viral. It's not, if I go viral, that's what's up. But I'm not going viral based off of me personally or what I'm doing or how much money I have because I'm broke. So I'm not begging for no money. I'm not begging for nobody to assist me in life. I'm really just using this platform to protect me under all costs. And I use it for memory, like, I don't know. You just got to really pay attention to my YouTube. You can't just watch it and just scroll to what you want to watch. You just got to actually watch the whole thing because you never know what you're going to come against. Um, but I've learned a lot over the years, and I just started this YouTube stuff um, years ago when I used to join my old church. I was just posting like praise dance and stuff on here. Um, and when I used to dance, it's not clear. And I'm pretty sure y'all seen some of my videos and it wasn't as clear. That's because I wasn't putting my all into it and I didn't expect YouTube to actually save my videos when I did put it on there. And I had a whole lot of complications with trying to post the videos and stuff like that. So y'all get a real footage of who I am, my background, who I be around, what I do. It's not everything, but it's something. Like if I go through things in life, something end up happening. Like I said, the drama with the neighbors and everything else. I just use it to protect myself, basically. Like I said, I don't get money for it. I don't, beg nobody. I don't sit on here 24/7. I just post what I feel in my heart that I want to save, that's going to lock and save, and then I just get off. But I do appreciate anybody that subscribed to my channel that um, actually come on my page and look at everything that's on here and actually look at the whole video, even though it don't make sense to y'all or it just seemed dull. That's just me. It's a little phone and I'm trying to record some big stuff. So if you want me to record a lot, then you're going to have to send the funds or you're going to have to make a way for me to do it. But as of right now, I'm just using my thoughts. And I actually wanted to come on here and say something about the previous post that I made about my neighbor. I'm really not scared of her. Um, if it take a group to take me down, I'd rather you do that than to sit here and run. How can I be with somebody that I gotta come back to the house and live with? Basically, we're not living together, but we're in the same building. So for me to have to wake up next to somebody or wake up underneath somebody, and we do this every day, and I've been doing this for a whole year. So for me to be beefing with someone I have to come home to every day, it's not gonna go right. Like I'm not living with somebody I gotta sit and fight and argue with every day. That kind of like put me in the perfect neighbor situation, like where I'm the perfect neighbor, but you got the Karen who always got something negative to say about something that the other person is doing, and you not even doing anything to her. The thing about me is I don't have kids, and I don't have my kids playing around and doing some disrespectful stuff. I don't even have company coming over and being disrespectful. So with that being said, and even when this is not my first time living in a home neither, I've been on my own for almost 14, 15 years. So it's just like, it's different living around alcoholics and people that drink all the time, and then coming into somebody that always want to argue and fight. You get what I'm saying? They wanted to fight too, but it's just like a everyday thing. Like you pick an argument for no reason because I'm quiet and I stay to myself. Not because I did something intentionally to you personally. And that's why I don't really communicate with certain people, because it's like it's always a demand with them. It's always you gotta talk to them. If you don't want to talk to them, then it's a fight. If you don't want to be around them, it's an argument. And I stay to myself, so when motherfuckers see me by myself, they think that it's fighting time, it's drama time. You get what I'm saying? It's gang up on me time. And that's what I had to go through all the years of my life, which is why I posted some videos on here. And some of the videos was based off me being at work, and somebody at work did some bullshit to me. And me being me, I can go on and I can fight and I can argue and I can go to jail and I can get case after case after case, keep going to court, paying fines and all that type of stuff. I can do that. But when you want to change your life, when you desperately want to change your life for the better, you feel like all that fighting and arguing and stuff is not necessary. So you tend to like push yourself away from certain situations. Not because you scared, but because it's just one of you and it's a whole group of people trying to attack you. And I know I'm close to my breakthrough when the devil come in and try to destroy what they didn't create. So it's a lot that I'm learning. I'm on a spiritual journey. I've been on this spiritual journey. So back in August of, I think August 2024, I signed up to go back to college. So this was the plan. I signed up to go back to college, and I wanted to partake in getting my associate's degree working with kids, not knowing, having that type of mindset and coming and moving, just packing my stuff up and moving, not having a plan and stuff. Then I thought about to myself, like, I've been going through so much at work and all this type of stuff, and I wasn't able to speak on myself. So how about I become a lawyer? You get what I'm saying? Go to school for being criminal, like being a lawyer. Then I thought to myself, do I really have what it takes to be a lawyer? But I've always had that mindset. So I did the application, and I got a call. They called me in August to come out here where I live at now in October the 7th of last year. I could have started school for criminal justice. All I needed to do was do my financial aid to see if I can get financial aid. I moved out here, let everything go, gave everything away for free, didn't have a plan. I emailed some churches and asked them, I'm homeless and I'm trying to, find a church home. They didn't inbox me back or anything like this, but I'm pretty sure if I was to go on my email, I would pull up my email from them. And I just kept packing. I kept packing and kept packing. Then the next day, I ended up packing everything, and a U-Haul came. Once the U-Haul came, they took my storage and took it out of town. Once they to bring me where I'm at now. He ended up passing away, or maybe this year, and it kind of threw everything that I was going through away because it was unexpected. So it was kind of like, okay, I'm saying bye to everybody, everything that I grew with. I had to grow. So I didn't have a plan after that. I was always going to see my friends and family back at home because of him but then he passed away. So it's just like I've been stuck ever since. I don't have a dependable person to make sure I'm cool or call or text or anything like that. So it's like I lost a lot in the making. But again, I grew. I ended up moving out here. I ended up going to a shelter because something has stuck out to me out of all the stuff that I've been through in my life. And I kind of embarrassed because I needed to. Um, when I moved out here, I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what I was finna do. I went to a shelter. My dad came out here. I had a tote bag, and I had my keys and a book bag and something like to carry on with me. I didn't have anything else, no paperwork or no nothing. Everything was on a U-Haul, and I had a certain amount of days. So November the 9th was the day where I had to get my stuff out of storage. So I stayed in the shelter from August until I never seen a shelter. Like I never been around a shelter, but I seen homeless people. I always lived by homeless people. Or I always live by like homeless food shelters, like what food pantries is and stuff like that. And I see homeless laying out on the street, or, I just be outside walking late at night or something, and I see a homeless, outside in the cold, not having no food, no drinks or nothing like that, just cold. So for the years, I had this friend, and she say, you need to humble yourself. You need to lose everything and humble yourself. So I got rid of the money. I got rid of the jobs. I didn't get rid of the jobs. The jobs got rid of me. But it was falsely. So the jobs left. Then I walked away from my friends and family. They didn't walk away from me. I walked away from them. I gave them a chance. I gave them years. I'm 32 now. This stuff been going on since I was young, so I was tired of it. I was ready to leave. And I was writing stuff down. I was planning my whole future out, and I didn't know. I was writing it out on notebooks and stuff like that. I threw some notebooks that I wrote in and out away when I moved because I didn't want to keep it. I decluttered once I moved. I was living, like when I first moved here, I was living here. He gave me the keys. I signed my lease in November. I didn't expect it to be the way it is now, which is why I was in a rush to move here. Um, so all the stuff that's messed up with the house now, it wasn't like that when I first moved. So I'm thinking, oh well, I got a good home and stuff like that. But now that I lived in it for a year, I kind of see why people moved out. And on top of that, the landlord was trying to get the apartment away while I was living here. Uh, it's a lot of disrespectful shit that I had to go through in the process by myself. And I'm still going through disrespectful shit with the neighbors. Um, I tell the landlord in his 80s, so he about ready to, be done with being a landlord. And sooner or later, I'm going to probably have to find somewhere else to go. And that's what y'all going to end up having to listen to. But when I moved here by myself. So I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what to do. Every day I used to walk around this area where I live at. Every day, all day. Every time I needed to leave the shelter from 6 a.m. or 5, whatever time they decide to wake up, the shelter, eat breakfast. By the time breakfast ended, I was already on the streets walking, trying to find my way, going to different churches because my pastor always told me, if you ain't got nowhere else to live, go to a church. A church will help you more than the streets will. So that's what my mindset was. If you're ever homeless, don't just be homeless. Go to a shelter. Go to church or something. Talk to a pastor. I mean, in some ways, church give out clothes, church give out food, church give out shelter information. Like they the big ones to help. They in the community. So I've always thought that a church would help me. So I stayed in the shelter about like maybe 2.5 months till I got my apartment. I moved in August, November, and I've been here since. It's been some off and on situation happening where my apartment almost got taken away from me. Um, Lost the blink cards, no Section A, no help, no resources. It's just me. So, what would you do if you had to survive and you didn't have the help that you need, the resources that you need, the food, the clothes, the money, the job, I don't know, the benefits, the health benefits, like the medical records. Like, what if you didn't have anything or anybody to help you? What would you do? So, I'm in a season in my life where, because one day this is going to happen in my life where everybody is just going to disappear and it's just going to be me on my own. I needed to figure out how I'm able to manage no health care, no nothing, no assistance, no nothing. Like I needed to know if I'm able to survive on my own without committing suicide, without doing some weird shit, without becoming an alcoholic or addicted to drugs or anything. I needed to see how well I do without my friends and family because they was always the ones to come around when I needed them. Half the time they didn't come around because I never asked for help. So I needed to see how my family will act when I'm not around, how friends will act if I'm not always there, always available. I'm basically doing a social experiment, what they say, social experiment to see, like, because I know some people been wanting to feel like, how is life when you pass away? And I've always questioned that. Like, how do people act when you pass away? Me being away is worse than me being around and not always around. Um, it just feel like something will always be missing. I leave behind 16 nieces and nephews, two god kids, maybe 5 or 6 sisters and brothers, plus 3 sisters on my dad's side and some brothers I don't even know, nieces and nephews on my dad's side that I don't know, never met. Um, I leave behind a church family at home. I leave behind my pastors, my mentor. Um, I leave behind a lot of people. So for me to do this is hard. Like this is like one of the hardest stages in my entire life. To be 32, I have not yet been able to act like a 32-year-old. Um, I've been dealing with so much and I don't be knowing who to talk to. Like, I feel like my dad came in my life for me to be perfect, and I'm not perfect, and that's what hurt me the most is trying to talk to my father at the age of 32. He has not had no years with me. Um, I met him at 18. I'm 32 now. But it was always off and on. He only come around holidays and birthdays or, just for the moment. He's been there for me and I do appreciate my dad, but it's just like when it's time for me to talk that mother, daughter, father, daughter, moment, he pushes himself away from me and it's like when I tell him, because I'm always by myself, so I always deal with people harassing me, and I don't ever want to let my guards down because when you by yourself compared to when you around people, people tend to bother you more when you by yourself compared to when you with a group of people. And I've never been with a group of people, so people will always bother, nitpick, peer pressure, and try to fight and argue with me on purpose because I'm by myself. Um, so I tell my family and stuff just so that they know. And it's just like my dad or somebody or my sisters, since they don't know what goes on in my life or what I deal with daily, they try to make it as if I'm lying about it or some shit. And that kind of bothered me because it's like, why would somebody go out their way to constantly tell you that something is happening to them? Or like somebody could say they getting raped, or somebody could say they getting beat up by men or something, and my family will be like, you always got something going on. It's always an issue. Call the police or something. Don't call me. Like, why would you call me? I'm already going through something. Why? And that kind of break my heart because it's just like all I want you to know is what's going on. Like, I can't help what's going on, but what turned me away from people is not being able to communicate when it's time for me to communicate. And then something end up happening. And it's just like she should have told me. She didn't tell me. She was going around the bushes with it, and I didn't know. But when I opened up to you, you kept making it seem like I was lying. Anything can happen to a person when they by themselves. You get what I'm saying? So when I'm telling you something and you never around me, I don't have a good life. I've never had a good life. So when I'm trying to tell you what's going on in my life and you look at me and you say, well, you always got something going on. It's always something that you dealing with. You can't never have a good life and this and that and this. I was a ward of the state. I was a DCFS person. You get what I'm saying? I was being to the age 21. I was in DCFS. So for me to have to change my whole entire life, my whole entire background to become something, it means more to me. And it's hard to try to explain that to somebody that don't know me. But I feel like I'm gonna use this YouTube to carry out my story because I've always said that I wanted to write a book. If I say I'm going to college, I might not know when I'm going to college because out of all this debt that I've been in and everything that I'm going through in my life, the homelessness, not being able to pay my bills, not being able to catch up on everything that I got going on in my life, only because I'm by myself and I made the choice not to date a man. And I made a choice not to ask a man for anything. And I made the choice to break generational curses and to run away from my family and friends that hurt me. Um, this is not easy. And it's not, you know, not everybody can handle doing what I'm doing right now. It's hard because I do got people that care about me. I do got people that love me, but I get people out here that try to intimidate me and try to make me feel like don't nobody care, don't nobody love me. But that's just the mind of a devil. You know, when somebody know that you're struggling with something, they're going to try to encourage you to downplay yourself and to embarrass you and harass you or humiliate you in front of a whole lot of people, peer pressure you into doing things that you don't want to do. They learn you and then they try to make that weak moment in you. And I just want somebody to actually know that I am a good person with a good heart. I just been through some shit. And, you know, I just feel like I met my dad and I appreciate that. He don't want to sign a birth certificate. He don't want to sign anything. I was told all my life that he passed away. My mama told me. He didn't want me. He passed away. But to meet him at 18, I cherish that. He's a Chicago police officer, and I cherish that. He's retired now. But it's like having a father helped me so much because I accomplished enough, you know, with my dad on my side. and he got to see some of the things that I accomplished as far as me getting my own house and me finishing hair school or, just blossoming, in a way where he never seen before. But I just feel like I can be better, I can do better if I had the right people in my circle in my life that don't give up on me when I fall short and that encourage me even though the situation might seem hard. It's just hard. I don't be knowing what to do, and I do stay to myself. Um, I think I'm dealing with depression. I don't know. It's a lot that I go through that I don't talk about. And it's just like I'm trying to push myself to going to church, push myself to going to college and finishing it, push myself to having a good job that, have benefits that help me out, that, appreciate my work and, cherish me. I don't know. I never had a job that actually accept me. So it's a lot that I'm going through right now and a lot of change and a lot happening overnight, and I don't have no encouragement. I don't have no motivation. Nobody is telling me, like, how would you feel if your daughter came to you and told you she preferred to be homeless than to have a family? She preferred to walk away from everything. How would you feel if your person that you grew up with, you seen them on the street, just laying out in the street, just dirty and stinking and don't have food, just skinny? Like, how would you feel if I was that person that you couldn't imagine you seeing front and center? Like, I always put myself in the worst situations, and I hope and pray that one day I can have a good outcome. And because I've been like hiding myself, and I've been like not social. I have 16 nieces and nephews, so I walked away from them. And that's like the hardest thing for anybody to do if you're an auntie. I'm not a mother, and I just pray and I hope and I pray with all the strength that I have in me that I don't become pregnant, because I don't want my child to suffer the way I'm suffering. That's why I'm trying to suffer so that I know how to handle having kids and not having food or anything to help me. Um, I do want to finish college. I do want to get married. I do want to have kids. I do want a life. I do want to be happy. But I'm scared that I might make the wrong choice. I'm scared I might go to the wrong person. I'm scared that I might date the wrong person. I'm scared that I might sell myself short and somebody might hurt me, or like I have to do a lot of protecting myself. I never had no protection around me, no security. I never felt safe. So it's just like when I don't feel safe, I shut down. And people don't know the difference between me shutting down because I'm scared, or me shutting down because I don't know what else to do, and me shutting down because I'm just wanting attention. Like, I feel sad because my dad, out of all people, has always been by my side. But he never understood, even as a kid, what I had to go through. Like, I believe he think that what my mom did was okay for her to do. And my family felt as if I deserved it and I should let it go. But deep down in my heart is something that is pushing me to wonder who I am, where I come from, what I dealt with, because I only know what I tell people. But in all honesty, I don't know who my mama created in me, and I don't want to become who my mama created in me. I want to become something better, and I want to do better, but it's hard when you're doing everything by yourself. And I never had nobody to clap for me. I never had nobody to say, I got your back no matter what. You don't have to worry about nothing. You don't have to ask for anything. I got you. I know how hard it is, but I don't want you to feel like you can't do it. I've never had nobody to help me get back on track. And that's kind of hard, but I'm working on it, y'all. It's hard, but I'm handling it. But I don't know what else to do. Like, I never been trained on how to survive as an adult because I always had to fight as a kid. I always had to fight as a baby, as a teen, and now as an adult. It never got easy for me, even as a baby. So I'm trying to pick up the pieces while learning on my own. And this is so fucking hard. And it kind of make me cry every day. But I'm thankful that I'm not an alcoholic. I, have a problem with smoking sometimes, but I only do it by myself. I only feel comfortable with smoking when I'm by myself. And I don't smoke a lot. I just smoke to go to sleep and to eat and to, calm my heart. But I'm strong. I don't know how strong I am or how long I can be distant. I've always been independent, even growing up in school, high school. School failed me. My old document says that school failed me. I never really even tried middle school, elementary school. I never tried because of the shit that I had to go through. But I really want to go back to school. I really want to change my life, and I really want a happy ending. And blood, sweat, and tears. No matter what threat comes against my life, I rebuke any bad energy that come against me. I rebuke anybody that want to put harm to me. I rebuke anything that is not like God in my life. It's just a whole lot of evil words, evil sayings. It's just a whole lot of people that's wishing death on me, that's wishing hard things to happen. And I just rebuke it right now in the name of Jesus. I do. I just like, my spirit is telling me, like, watch your back, be mindful of your surroundings, don't always trust. So, but it's like when you got new people around you that don't know nothing about you and that try to put harm to you just because they don't know you, not because of what I did wrong to them, but because they don't know you. You young and you by yourself, and they think that you weak. That's the only thing that hurt me. You hurting me because I'm by myself, not knowing who I am, my background, or where I come from. And that kind of bothered me. But I trust God, y'all. I really do. He told me to stay still. He told me not to move. He told me to obey. So, I mean, blood, sweat, and tears, win or lose. I don't know what the future holds for me, but I hope and pray that what I'm doing, a blessing come. I deserve it. I never had a chance to experience life and to grow. I never had a chance to be a family and celebrate holidays and birthdays every year. I have a lot of growing and I have a lot of things that I missed out on. But I hope and pray that one day my life get easy. I don't know how, and I can't fight everybody and protect myself from everybody. But I hope and pray God give me more than 3 years. God give me more than 2 years. I just hope and pray that God see that I'm trying my hardest. It's so hard doing it by yourself. It's so hard trying to stay straight when everybody wants you to fail. So I'm just I'm not upset with myself for the choices that I've made, but I am nervous. I'm scared. Um, I don't have help. I don't have a lot of money to, pay every bill, every debt off. I don't have money to change my identity or, to make my life a better life. I don't have the money and everything that I need to be happy. So I'm only doing what I think is right. And the only thing that I have left in me is to stay in church. But I trust myself. I don't know how much I trust, but I trust enough to be here still by myself. Like I said, I'm scared. I'm 32 and I'm scared. Um, but I just want God to know that I'm trying. I tried, and I make mistakes, but I don't deserve this lifestyle. I'm not living a lifestyle that I didn't pray for. I'm not going through things that I didn't pray for. I'm not suffering. If I didn't pray for it, I'm not suffering from it. So I do push myself out of people's life, not because they did something to me personally, but because I don't feel safe or comfortable around certain people. But I'm learning myself and I'm growing. And if don't nobody like it, then I don't know what to say. But this is who I am. I challenge myself, but I don't know how long this is going to last. But, I applaud myself for making it this far. So if anybody has something negative to say about me, I mean, find out the answers that I've been trying to look for years and give them to me. That's all I want. I just want the answers. I just want the truth. And I just want a better life. That's all. I'm surviving, but it's hard because I don't know the truth and I don't have help. So if I do fall short, it's not because I didn't want the help, it's because I didn't have it when I needed it. And everybody took advantage of me. But I was loyal, I was mindful, and I was respectful to everybody that I came across. So I'm not ashamed of nothing. I'm not ashamed of the outcome. I'm only ashamed that I might give up on myself. And I have a good heart, but having a good heart is not enough. So I just, I pray that God allow me to be more open, be more into church. I pray that He allow me to be more social. I have not communicated with a lot of people. I have not been like my natural self. I have not been able to smile. So it's a lot of heartbreak. And I trust God though. I don't know what's in store for me, but I hope and pray that God help me get to where I need to be in life. And I need a secure spot. And I just want to be happy again. I never been happy, but I had some moments in my life, and I just want the weight off my chest. I just want to breathe again. I just want to be the best auntie, the best sister, the best daughter. Even though I don't have that bond or relationship with my parents, I just want to grow into a loving mother if I become a mother. Or I just want to be able to always know how to take care of my family and my friends. Or, I just want to become a better me, because I was always told what someone else didn't like about me. So now I just want to fight for my rights. I want to fight for what I lost. And I want to become who I know I can become. I can't do it by myself, but I post because sometimes I get scared. I don't be knowing where to go, who to turn to, who to talk to, who to ask for help if I was to ever get evicted. Or I never had those sit downs with nobody. If you ever get evicted, who can you call to ask, can you live with them? It's a lot of people that I know that live with certain people for a long period of time because they didn't have nowhere to live. But I've never had that option to call somebody if I was homeless, or if I needed a home, or if I needed food or resources or clothes or shoes. I never had that. So I've always had to do it on my own. And I'm starting to get tired of doing everything on my own. But I'm going to take one day at a time. Hopefully, it's somebody out there that's praying for me, that's hoping that I accomplish a goal. I at least want to walk into a college next year, 2026, and start somewhere. Um, that's my first thing. I at least want to start somewhere. I promised myself I'd do that. But I don't know. I hope you guys get enough out of your life that you can look on my page and understand that everybody don't have the same growth and all this type of stuff. And you might get people to say, yeah, she mentioned it a couple of times, but why would I wait 32 years to commit a crime for myself instead of doing it when I really needed to do it? That's one thing that I will have to ask somebody. Like, if the first thing you say, oh, well, she said she committed suicide or she want to commit suicide. Okay, if somebody say that they want to jump off the bridge, would you allow them to jump off the bridge? Or if somebody say they want to put harm to their kids, would you allow them to put harm to their kids? You would try to help them, right? That's just a saying, right? So that's how I feel with people that say that they have commit, like they want to commit suicide. They want to commit suicide to get release the pain, release the headaches, release the struggle, release the pain. Like they try to release something and y'all not listening. But that's a different life. I don't know. I gotta learn. I gotta grow. I gotta, become who I wanna become on my own. I can't, like I told a man, I can't be in a relationship with you if I'm not happy with myself. I can't talk to you if I don't know where I want to be in life. You can run all over me if you really wanted to. If I really wanted to be in a relationship with a man, I feel like that man will use my background, the way I was raised, against me and try to reenact my life to try to build himself up. You get what I'm saying? So I tell men, I'm not ready to date yet. I'm not ready to put my life out there for you. I don't know. It's something about relationships. I can't just throw myself on nobody. If I'm not happy, I cannot be happy with somebody else. Um, so it's a lot of growth. It's challenging, it's hard, it's confusing, but I feel like um, God picked his chosen ones, and I don't know if I'm a chosen one, but I hope and pray that this outcome becomes a better outcome for me, and it's a testimony, and I can tell my testimony one day. I just hope and pray that God work with me because I'm trying to work with him to work through me, and I only have 2 feet, 2 hands, 2 eyes, 2 lips, and I don't have ears. I can't do everything and I can't be everywhere. All I can do is try. So if I'm willing to try, then I know God willing to work with me. So I can't have nobody else judge me. Like I said, it's people that put harm to me or threaten my life and all that type of stuff. And I still have to walk with my head high. Because if I give them the okay to threaten me and make it known that they threatening me, then they gonna think that it's okay to always threaten me. So I have to let this lady think that she can do whatever she wants to. And I got to prove that this lady is doing what she's doing because she's been here longer. That don't give nobody the right to disrespect. You get what I'm saying? Because I can press charges. You can be moved out of here. A lot of stuff can happen. So if that's what you want to do, let the games begin. But I'm not personally going to put my life in harm's way because of a nagging lady. She's old. She's miserable. I don't know. But if that's what she want to do, then I'm gonna let her do whatever she feel like she want to do. I'm not gonna run. I'm not gonna hide. I'm not gonna duck from nobody, and I'm not dodging. We both lay our heads in the same place. What makes you think I'm gonna allow you to abuse me while still living here? It's not gonna happen. But I don't know what the future holds, but I will continue to post. Thank y'all for listening to my confusing posts and watch. And thank y'all for watching. And thank y'all for always being ready to say something, even if I'm not talking to y'all. Thank anybody that come on my page and say, or I can't even talk. Thank anybody that come on my page to listen because I don't really communicate with them. So thank anybody that come on here every day and actually watch my whole lives all through. Some info. So as time goes on, I'm gonna continue to post. Just work with me, and I'm gonna get to where I need to be, to where I'm able to do content every day. Um, I just want to post my whereabouts, my safety. If it's an issue, I just want it to be said on social media. And I don't think that everywhere that I'm logged into should know everything about me. So I pick YouTube for me to have a safe place, for me to talk, and for me to vent. So thank y'all again for watching, for listening, and just thank you. I hope y'all have a good day, a good rest of the month, and Happy New Year's to anybody that look on my page. This is not a professional live, so don't come on my page thinking you're going to see professional content because sometimes you have to be realistic with yourself. Not everything is fake. So I just want to tell my side, and hopefully one day you guys will see more content with me. Right now, my safety matters first, and if I'm not happy, nobody is happy. So with that being said, I'm only posting for safety issues, and sooner or later y'all gonna see me again. One day y'all gonna see my face. Right now, just work with what y'all see now. Have a good night, and I'll talk to y'all again soon.